time in Game 7 in Detroit. Now, Cleveland sent 25 buses of fans to Detroit for Game 7, and they're up 17 at half, their largest halftime lead of the playoffs. Taylor Rooks here with Dirk Nowitzki, Steve Nash, Blake Griffin, and Udonis Haslam. What did UD want them to put in their water bottle?
Hot sauce.
Hot sauce.
What they do, UD?
Looks like they did. You are loving Cleveland's game plan here to start this one.
Yes, I have to say, I am loving Cleveland's game plan. This is what I talk about when you talk about playing with intent. Donovan Mitchell only has 4 3-point attempts. He is getting downhill. He is getting to the line. They are moving the ball. The ball is not sticking. They have 18 assists. The guys coming off the bench are shooting the ball. And on defense, they've turned Detroit into a one-trick pony. We understand that Cade is the guy, but he also gets other guys involved right now. They only have 10 assists, so they've shut that down. They've kept these guys out of the paint. The ball is not moving for Detroit. It is sticking. So right now, Cleveland is imposing their will on Detroit, and this is how you play with intent in a Game 7.
Yeah, I really love what Cleveland's bigs are doing. Jared Allen and Evan Mobley both. I mean, they're scoring the basketball. They have 27 combined, but really their activity and their spirit has been what's been the difference maker. Going after offensive rebounds, being in the lane, blocking shots, altering shots, keep staying on the move, and then finishing has been huge. I mean, they have outplayed these Detroit bigs so far in this first half.
But you got to talk about Sam Merrill also. I mean, team high 15 points in the first half. He has made half of the Cavs' 8 threes.
And the most impressive thing was he got Christian Okoye and got up. I thought he was over. I thought it was a wrap. Like I thought it was over, but
that was a hard hit.
Listen, they say shooters are soft, Dirk. I don't believe that anymore. I don't believe that anymore.
Oh my gosh.
That was
Truck.
Popped
That's
right
the
on
Oklahoma
out.
drill. That's the Oklahoma drill. Thompson.
Yeah, these two have been going at it a little bit.
Wow.
Jerome Bettis, the boss.
Dame Lillard saying it was a Jerome Bettis. But, you know, as we are on this subject of just aggression, and we talk about the Cavs bigs, the big thing with them has been, are they going to show up? Are they going to be mentally and physically strong? And they have showed up, and so has the rest of the team, as you see Sam Merrill here.
Well, they've been great. You know, obviously they limited them to only 3 offensive rebounds was a part of it. Then offensively, you see Sam having a great half, but I think that's because of the ball movement. I asked before the game to be physical and decisive with the ball, not turn it over. They've been much better. Had some great, obviously, possessions where they moved it. We'll see here as they got into some actions. They had great pace, quick decisions, balls going side to side. And then they find breakdowns, and they've been able to get Sam Merrill the ball, and he's been on fire, which has been fantastic for Cleveland. I think one of the other points about this, though, is Donovan Mitchell and James Harden have gotten downhill early and often. They've been in their paint and at their rim all night, which is very unusual for Detroit. So I think that decisiveness in ISO and pick and roll is so important, because I think the more you dribble, the more you try to gauge what's going on with the defense, Detroit just gets better and better.
Yeah, on the Detroit side, you just mentioned it. I think the Cavs are getting in their lane too easy. They get broken down way too quick in the first point of attack on pick and roll, like I haven't seen in a while. And then that opens up everything else. It opened up the shooting, the double layups. I think the Cavs at the first 6 or 8 points were all in the paint. They obviously made it an effort to get in there, but on the Detroit side, that they have to be better at the point of attack on the pick and roll and veer these guards out of the paint. And on the other end, how are you going to create enough points? You know, they making it, Cavs making it hard on Cade. Everything is a switch. Everything is a slow ISO, step back, and just tough shots. And who else is going to step up and make shots? Tobias Harris hasn't really been great since he had those 20 points in eight games in a row. He hasn't been there. Who else is going to step up to create some points and scoring?
Yeah, the dribble penetration for Detroit obviously wasn't an issue during the regular season, but even in the first round against Orlando, when Orlando was having success before Franz went out, that's what allowed the Orlando bigs to eat. So making sure that they come out of this half, stopping the ball, so that bigs don't have to pull, because now Cleveland's bigs have gotten on the glass. They've also gotten some easy dunks. That'll be the turning point. And if we've learned anything this series, no team's ever out of it. So if Detroit can come out.
They've already come back. But I think it's also Detroit, you know, they've proven they can come back. But at the same time, when they're getting to the rim, they're not turning them over.
Right.
And so that's how it helps their half-court offense. They get out in transition.
They were so good at those interior passes.
Yeah.
Getting to those interior passes. Now I've seen them give up so many interior passes, dunk downs, lobs, and different things like that. Those are the things they were taking away, and they weren't letting you get those.
Well, JB Bickerstaff said this team plays their best when their backs are against the wall. Those They're on the ropes right now.
Eat it.
We'll see it.
Yeah, we'll see. Let's see. All right,
dirt.
time for Court Connection presented by AT&T. Love the drama. Well, we've got a Game 7, and it is all on the line for the Cavs and Pistons tonight. And while we're counting down to tip-off from Detroit, we will be joined by the MVP winner live here on Prime on this final night of the conference semifinals. And of course, with the NBA Finals getting closer by the day, there's that beautiful Larry O'Brien trophy right here at Stage 11. Also here at Stage 11, Dirk Nowitzki, Steve, Blake Griffin, Udonis Haslem, I'm Taylor Rooks.
Fired up.
You all know a little,
Turk.
you're ready. You all know a little something about Game 7s, by the way. You all have a combined 21 games of Game 7 experience. So what comes to mind when you think of Game 7, UD?
Savage. Who's going to be the most savage? Game 7 comes down to a savage mentality. I mean, look, coaches, toss these out.
Toss it out.
That doesn't matter. Toss those out right now. It's going to come down. All adjustments have been made. All rotations are set. It's not going to be what's on you. It's going to be what's in you in Game 7 right now. That's what it's going to come down to.
Talk to him.
This has nothing to do with coaching. You had 6 games to figure this team out. They figured you out for 6 games. Who is going to break? That's what Game 7 comes down to me. Who is going to show that weakness? Who is going to break? Every rebound has to be personal. Every defensive assignment has to be personal. If they leave you open, Thompson, it's personal. Everything is personal in Game 7.
Yeah, Game 7s are the best. I will always remember 2006. We went to San Antonio and had one of the best games of my career. It was so fun, probably the best atmospheres I've ever been a part of. And I'll just never forget, we were staying in a hotel at the Riverwalk that afternoon. And, you know, they do these boat tours on the Riverwalk. So every 5 minutes, the fans would scream, "Go Spurs, go." So we could not take our pregame nap. It means so much to the fan base, to the players. The atmosphere is fantastic. This is the best time.
He's fired up.
Yeah, he's ready.
As you can tell, I'm excited.
Yeah.
By the way, you all have winning records in Game 7s, but Steve Nash, the only one that is undefeated.
What? What does he want to know?
I was going to say, one of the things.
He's a tall hater.
You've won 4 of those things. So we have a lot of drama in store tonight. Let's look back at how we got to this Game 7. It was all Detroit in the first 2 games of the series. The top seed in the East taking a 2-0 lead on their home floor. But in Game 3, the Cavs shot 58%. Then in Game 4, Spider scored 39 second-half points, and in Game 5, they got their first road win of these playoffs. The Pistons were facing elimination in Game 6, but handed Cleveland their first home loss of this postseason to set up this decisive game in the Eastern Conference semis. So just to set the stage here, we have the Pistons trying to make their first Eastern Conference Finals since 2008. We have the Cavs trying to reach their first conference final since 2018 and first without LeBron since 1992. Just how huge is this moment for both teams, Steve?
Well, I think for Cleveland, you know, their mental makeup is really under the spotlight right now. I think poise, and when I say poise, it's about playing with emotion. Like UD said, playing with edge, about being able to control it, right? Being able to not be emotional, but play with emotion. So I think for them tonight, they have to play with emotion. They have to fight. They have to scrap, but they can't get either overstimulated or understimulated, which I think we see. They were flat in Game 6.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, for Detroit, you know, everybody talks about Game 7s being about the stars, but really, Cade has been so consistent for them. He's shown up game in and game out. To me, this game should be defined by some of these role players. Can you go get loose balls? Can you get deflections, steals, dive on the floor? All those things are going to matter. And this is a great example of a young team working so hard during the regular season, because in these Game 7s, you fall back on your habits, and they have built the correct habits throughout the season. So for them, just come out and play your game. Make it ugly. If it's ugly, I feel like Detroit has the advantage.
Yeah, well, someone who has shown up for them in moments is Danish Jenkins. He's been a good contributor for the Pistons during this series against the Cavs. And earlier, our Cassidy Hubbarth caught up with him.
Danis, you all are 4-0 in closeout games in this postseason. What is it about this group that seems to elevate when the stakes are at its highest?
I mean, I think it's just, like I always say, man, it just shows our true character. That when our backs are against the wall, we have no option but to come out and fight. And that's just been our mentality the whole year, you know what I mean? It's just us against the world, so why stop now?
The Pistons haven't been to the Eastern Conference Finals since 2008. What does it mean to have Game 7 at home with the chance to be the team that changes that?
Yeah, I mean, It's something we've been working for all year. I mean, like I said, our final goal is not the Eastern Conference Finals. It's bigger than that. So it's just about coming out, playing the right way, bringing that energy, and getting the job done.
Well, this time last year, you were at home during the playoffs on a two-way deal. Now you're expected to be a key contributor to this Game 7. When you think about your journey, what do you reflect on when you head into one of these biggest moments?
Man, I just think just stick to the stuff that got me here. You know what I mean? I am enough. I don't have to do nothing more or nothing less. I just got to come out and be me because that is enough.
Well, thank you so much for your time and good luck tonight.
All right, thank you.
All right, it's time now for the Drive to Tip Up presented by CarMax. And ooh, these bigs, they got to show up tonight, UD.
Yeah, especially for Jalen Duren. I think he's figured it out. I think he understands how to impact the game. The last couple games, he's had 10-plus rebounds. They're 4-0, so his effort and his energy, the ball is finding his energy. And on the other end, I need Evan Mobley to continue to attack Tobias Harris. You see Tobias' offensive numbers are going down. Sometimes when you attack a guy on the defensive end, his offensive numbers go down. So continue to dominate that matchup and also get other guys involved because he's been a hub for them offensively.
Yep, lights are bright. It's time. All right, coming up, we are going to officially announce the winner of the Kia NBA MVP Award. SGA, Jokic, and Wemby, the finalists. And the winner will be joining us next, right here on Prime.
NBA on Prime pregame is presented by CarMax. Want to drive?